I think we should branch out and do some sort of like ASMR video instead. We're just gonna make an ASMR video, and that's what we're gonna do with our time.
I mean, all things considered, that
I'm
would
ready.
probably greatly boost the subscribers to the channel, but I don't think I want the channel to represent that kind of traffic space.
And here we are doing the ASMR video about whispering into your microphone.
Now Kylie has to speak into the microphone in Irish.
He's not Irish, it's Scottish.
Oh, right, sorry. And everybody whispers, but then Warren, every time Warren talks, he's just like, yep. So anyway.
Yeah, this is pretty close. So, alright. Is everybody ready for me to start rambling?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, you guys enter Kristalla, and after being led in by the guards who were pretty amicable.
Oh, wait. We should probably recap and also just, like, announce that we're doing this over Discord, so, because coronavirus is a thing. So, audio quality is probably going to be weird between all of us, and
Okay, let's see, I rolled a 6, so let me just do a...
may or may not continue on for the next couple of sessions, so we'll see.
What do you know? It's Anna. Anna, could you give us a recap?
Yes, I could. Let me try to remember. When we were last together, we set up camp amongst the ashes, and during that camping evening, Kyle noticed monstrosities out in the darkness, and charged off to... Yeah, Kyle.
Korakash, also known as Kyle.
Yeah, one and the same.
Well, yeah,
Noticed them far away, and immediately charged out to destroy them all in his great bloodthirst. We did go along to join him and helped him kill the monstrosities, so that didn't go as badly as it could have. And then afterwards, I remember that we saw a great crystal tower out in the distance with its many spires. I also remember that Koratash successfully got a gigantic elephant ox mount that just placidly allowed him to hop on, and away they went. And it is still with us to this moment as we enter Kristalla.
Yep.
I'm missing a great deal. Oh, I also remember that Burl stepped aside with Ta and Beck and told them that she does turn into a werewolf now, and asked them to kind of camp out in the wilderness with her when it happens, so that the rest of their group doesn't know, because she's afraid, reasonably, that this would be a problem. And whatever else happened, I don't recall it.
So that was a pretty good recap over what happened. I think that maybe there might have been a bit different with Beck and Ta and Burl.
Okay. How would you describe it?
Oh, I just thought Burl wanted them to cover for her. Is what I heard.
think she wanted them to come out with her
Yes.
to make sure that she didn't kill anything.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so Burl was asking them to come out with her while she transformed. She's planning on taking Warren with her as well. Just kind of tell everybody else in the group that they have to go do something important and that she'll be back in a couple of days. And definitely not to follow her whatsoever.
Alright, alright.
We all know how that's probably gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there anything else anybody remembers that was not covered?
Let's see. We talked about Kristalla, right? The big monster. And the patrol, right?
Yeah.
I did forget about the Fae.
Yeah, the Fae was interesting.
Oh yeah, that guy! Yeah,
We ran in Karatosh?
Koratash.
Koratash.
And Fishman. They came across a great white monstrosity-looking thing, huge and covered in like white natural calcified armor. They wanted, well, Koratash wanted to build a trap for it and slay it. Then the rest of the group finally caught up with those two who were scouting ahead, and they very much voted against going up against something that big.
And then Merle was like, I'm gonna go talk to it. And everybody's like, why would you do that? You're gonna get yourself killed.
We were waiting for the trouble to happen so that we could pull her out and before she died.
Yeah, you were.
It never happened, and it was great.
She offered the great huge thing emeralds, and though they couldn't communicate, the great huge thing gave her something in return.
It was a petrified hand staff, I think.
Mm-hmm. Too big for a wee little halfling, but
it was also not.
The magic
really
wasn't really a rogue attunable.
Yeah, it was not gonna work with my character class.
Yeah, but it was really good for a specific kind of person, like a druid.
Oh yeah, that's me.
And so it's a really good find even from there. And didn't the druid get the staff and promise of a favor?
Yeah. So Burl's waiting to cash in on that.
Yeah, that could be really useful, I think.
You will cash in eventually.
Sometime the opportunity will present itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I had
One day you will cash in as I make a little fireball in my hand. Hehe.
Yeah.
Please don't burn down my house.
Why would you think I'm gonna burn down your house?
Because you came walking in with a fireball in your hand and you're like, is this place made of wood?
It's a simple misunderstanding, okay?
Uh-huh.
Right. As you do. So, that was most of what I got out of that. Does anyone else have anything to add before I go on again?
Nay.
Okay, let me see. I think I have a song that might. Alright. Yeah, pretty much. This'll do. A good mood shift.
Funky.
Well, that's how it kind of is. Kristalla is decadent. And it's kind of gaudy in the lights department, because as the lightning strikes the towers, it kind of scatters and... Ugh. And it gets really tall. Yeah, so the towers are just so tall, and they're just glass and crystals, and there's a lot of really expensive looking things around, too. Many of the people are very exotic looking. And yeah, it's an odd experience to get into town.
Warren is looking around like, oh, I wish I'd worn my rich people clothing.
I'll still go mine.
You don't really? You're wearing like
I'm
adventure
not wearing.
clothes.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not wearing it right now, but I do have.
I definitely left my nice clothes behind, so.
See, so you just put it on yourself.
Goodness.
I mean,
Yeah, that'll work.
little. I'm just expressing. I just wish I had worn them.
I have fine clothes. I don't. Maybe I'll put them on. I don't know.
Well, you guys can if you want to, but you're aware that the people around here they're wearing what they want. It seems like there's not a lot of crime.
Maybe I'll not worry about it then.
Yeah.
For now, we'll see if it affects anything.
So this place. Oh jeez. Are people staring at us? Are we drawing everybody's eyes with our especially with
occasionally?
Especially with Karatosh riding a great beast from the
not
from
as
the
much
ash
as you should get. It's pretty. It's almost like most people don't really notice you're there.
The beast commands respect.
Let me roll for beast. as you do.
Do they notice that we're there though? Like,
Yeah, they
at all?
notice you're around. They just don't seem to care. Many of them are quite busy, and
Are there anything like taverns or shops that we can try, or is the architecture just really strange?
it's very alien. That's to say the least. Most of the buildings are made of some kind of crystal or glass, or brick, but the brick is often not just stone. It's usually some kind of volcanic rock.
My eyeballs are having a hard time with all this lightning. Ah.
Can we tell what time of day it is, or is the ash too thick in the sky?
It's mostly the all the stuff in the sky and the lightning just makes day hard to tell. It's sort of a perpetual overcast.
Maybe I'll go up to like the nearest townsperson and be like, "Hey, can you tell what time it is?"
Right, let me just roll for nothing special.
Or nothing special.
You go up to a sort of normal dressed person, normal guy, and they're just like, well, it's probably kind of midday, evening. He kind of glances down to a little thing that he pulls out of his pocket. He does have a sort of watch.
You know what? I can get me one of those things.
Well, you could buy one, he says, obviously looking at your nice clothes.
I didn't think I was wearing my nice clothes.
Oh, I thought you were. Well,
No, I said
either
I'd probably
way.
hold off for now.
Yes, so he says, oh, it's just, it's about... Well, he doesn't actually say a number you can guess, because it's not in a language you know.
It's... oh, okay.
So you hear an indistinguishable noise that's probably a number. He's like, and you can always go check the clock tower. You know.
Well,
But,
yeah, that's fairly fun. Well, while I'm around here, sure, but I mean, like, walking out, daily life type stuff, might not be a bad idea to have one of those on me.
but you have the sun out there.
That's just true, it's true. Alright, I guess we could just focus on the clock tower then.
Where is this clock tower of which you speak?
It's further into town, and, we got one here in northern Kristalla. But, there's one in every city, and there's also one at the Obsidian Palace.
So there are many cities in Kristalla?
Oh, there's 13, technically.
Oh.
I mean, there's 12 normal, and then there's the Obsidian Palace.
Oh, well that's
You're probably here for that.
What's in the Obsidian Palace, exactly?
Well, that's where, the Glass Witches meet, and their minions, and all sorts of riches are. Quite the place. Everyone should see it once in their life.
I seem to recall something about we needed to get permission from one of the witches in order to pass through here.
Oh, you don't need permission to pass through. Unless you cause trouble, then you'll need permission to survive. Kinda gives a giggle.
Definitely not looking to cause any trouble. No, just want to get through here as quickly as possible.
The guards that were roaming the Ash Wastes advised us to make friends with one of the witches, a friendlier of the group. One of the 13. He advised that it was not a good idea to make enemies of any of the witches, but if you need to get around in Kristalla, to at least befriend the one. Let me see if I wrote her information down. The nice Healy Witch of the Southwest is what I wrote down. Although
Yeah.
I am interested in the clock tower too.
Well, I seem to remember it was the southeast in my notes.
Whoops.
But you were close.
The nice Healy Witch. Excuse me, sir. Which way is the nice Healy Witch of the Southeast?
Well, you got southeast. Kind of looks at you weird.
I have in my notes southwest, huh? Anyway. Okay. Do you guys want to go to the clock tower or straight to the Healy Witch?
Remind me, what's at the clock tower?
It's the first structure that we've heard of. Probably nothing special.
There's just a giant mutant baby thing in the basement.
No, that's only on the N64. I mean, Super NES.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was before the N64.
Whew.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll just show you
It's an
another
old
time.
game called Clock Tower.
Oh,
It's a good game.
deep cut. I say we just need to get through as quickly as possible here. Our end goal is far away from here,
Okay.
so we should go talk to the witch. That'd be my vote.
Agreed.
Warren deflates a tiny bit. He was hoping to look at Kristalla, but oh well. He can look at it from the Healy Witch's windows. He comforts himself with this thought.
I would kind of like to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Kristalla is so cool. Okay. We're off to see the Healy Witch.
The wonderful
We're
Healy Witch
heading-
of Oz.
Yes, we're
The
heading
wonderful
south.
Witch of Kristalla.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that's
Well,
our
there's
first
13 of
stop.
them, so, you know. Alright. So you're gonna go to see the... You're gonna travel through this city and go towards the shape of Kristalla. It's not actually a circle, so keep that in mind. Kristalla is shaped not in a circle, it's shaped in a large bow-like shape of cities. And the Obsidian Palace is kind of like the arrow of that bow. And it's against sort of a mountainside. And so the city you're going to go through is kind of going through most of the cities, or at least by most of the cities. You're going to be taking the main thoroughfare that goes right past them all. And so he tells you that you can go and kind of skip most of the cities, but you'll be stopping at what is essentially the 10th city, because it's further down and more open and easier to find.
So describe the people again real quick that we're interacting with.
Oh, okay. So the citizens of Kristalla are quite exotic. Let me, well, imagine, if you would, kind of desert people. Very rich, decadent, pre-Islamic desert people. And, so, you know, there's a lot of variety. Most people are wearing some kind of large, thick cloak as they travel around here, but as you keep going into the cities and going through, you see a lot more of people who are wearing less. A bit risque in places. There's a lot of...
people.
Well, hold on. But there's a lot of Genasi in this town. There's a lot of Tieflings. There's a lot of very interesting, diverse-looking people. It looks like there's just a whole wide variety of people with weird affinities and looks.
What type of Genasi are there?
Well, in the areas you're in, you see mostly air and earth Genasi. But you have seen many fire genasi. There seems to be quite a few of them that just are in the distance. They seem to be working closer to the mountains. And, yeah. It is, but it is a few cities to go through, so it will take some time to travel. Let me see if I can,
About how long?
Well, 13 cities worth, and, it's gonna take you about the rest of the day to get to it.
Clay,
Yeah,
are you going to connect with your kind while you're here?
Nope.
There are halflings. There are genasi. There's pretty much everything. Bustling marketplaces too, although they mostly sell kind of gems and crystals.
I don't wish to talk to those people.
Are there old people? Are there my kind?
Old boring farts for Warren.
Are there
right,
Kalishtar?
Yes, and slightly prone to farts, but not necessarily boring.
Yeah. As you actually get into the real cities, this is more of the feeling. You see a lot more, like, essentially apartments in the glass towers and all that. It's very weird. This is not how normal people live.
So the music tells me there are no old people.
Oh, there are.
They're just
They just mixed in.
boring like you are. They're far more lively.
Well, there's a couple old people playing, like, some kind of game, or just being people. They don't wear signs that say I'm old and not do anything.
Especially since some in our party are not old and not doing anything.
I'm like half tempted now to write a sign that says I'm old and boring and put it on Warren's back.
You'll have to roll a good enough check.
We're gonna try. What would that be, DM?
Sleight of hand.
Makes it 21.
Alright, Warren, what's your passive perception? I don't have my sheet on hand right now.
It's
It's
only
under
12.
Okay, so yeah, you have a sign on your back that says I'm old.
And boring.
And
Does
boring.
she know about it? He know about
No.
it?
The cat watched you do it from the bag and did nothing.
I think the cat should roll.
The cat does have a pretty high sense, but not that high. That was a pretty good roll.
That's funny.
I'm not sure that the cat would care anyway.
Probably not, to be honest. It's a cat.
Oh, goodness.
Well, at least during this long walk, Warren is getting to look around and occasionally slowing down the group because he keeps stopping to look at things. Is he attracting more stares now that he has the sign on his back?
Yeah, just a little bit. However, you know, if you want to look for anything in particular, Warren, let me know. You can roll for it.
I think he's just sightseeing at the moment. Just tilting his head all the way back to look all the way up at all those high towers and the lightning and, you know, just being a tourist with a sign on his back.
Oh, makes sense.
Are there any Kalishtar?
You know, it's hard to tell a Kalishtar from a non-normal person. But
as a Kalishtar.
You can definitely roll for it. Give me an investigation check.
That will be a 17.
Excellent. Yeah, there are a few Kalishtar in here. They don't seem to be too grouped up or anything, and yeah.
Those are the people to avoid.
Are there any fish people walking around?
You know what?
I feel
There are
obligated to
not
ask.
any. There are no Lucatha in here. There are a couple
So low.
water and merfolk, but they are very rare.
So alone.
I am going to roll to find a clock tower.
I'll have to mention the clock tower's not that hard to find. You just look up.
I mean it more in the sense of, do we walk across a walk tower? Do we pass one? Let me put things together. That's only a 13.
That's good enough. As you go down the street, basically, eventually you do encounter the clock tower.
The crystalline clock tower. The half volcanic rock clock tower. Guys, look, it's a clock tower. We found the clock tower.
You seem
I'm
very
excited
enamored
about
with
the clock tower.
Yes, I was gonna say you're a little too intimate with that clock tower there now, Warren.
What?
You're getting a little too intimate about that clock tower.
I don't think the word intimate means what you think it means.
Well, she's
You-
only 13.
You are
I'm
young.
only 14.
Yeah.
You now get a long talk about the actual meaning of the word intimate.
Warren
Yeah.
will give Burl the talk about the birds and the bees. I think we should
No,
roll to
just
see how all
educate.
that goes.
Alright, roll to see if it does not turn into the talk about the birds and the bees.
Okay.
It is a light educational discussion.
What would
That's a
she be
nat
adding?
20.
Oh, okay then.
It
No
is not a
awkwardness
discussion
today.
about that. Not today.
Any
Not today.
attempt by Burl to ask questions that go in that direction get sidestepped very well.
Immediately deflected.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a clock tower that fits. But, that was a fun moment, so I didn't want to get in the way. So, yeah, you guys managed to find this clock tower. Now, in order to make this sound like what it's supposed to look like, just imagine a huge, kind of almost a regular spire, but there are multiple, like, almost fans at the top. And they have symbols on each of them, and it's slowly rotating around as like a sort of a flat windmill.
See, that's why he won't shut up about the clock tower. It's a really cool clock tower. It's like a windmills and clock towers combined.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to do a perception on that to see if I can learn more about it.
Alright.
What its purpose is. And where that would be. Persuasion. So that's a 16?
Alright. So you see that this clock tower's great kind of fans are very... They're not actually cloth, they are metal. And it is a very... It's very tall. And it's very conveniently spinning. I don't know have much else to say about the outside that you probably haven't seen. It is very nice.
That's a really
See?
fancy tower.
Aren't you glad we spotted it now?
There is a way to get into it if you guys want. There's a opening in the bottom, a big old door.
Do we want to sidetrack up towers to try and learn its secrets, or do we not?
I mean, Warren wants to, but he might be the only one. Warren is very touristy right now. He
You
will
mean?
probably stop by the clock tower gift shop and buy some things.
Wait, Warren. I bet you
Yes.
could get the fish guy to come with us if we tell him there's artifacts in there.
I mean, I don't think there are artifacts in the gift shop.
Not the gift shop, the tower.
Having heard that there are not artifacts in the gift shop, I am not interested.
Hmm.
And
As-
if they
as
are,
you'd
they're
expect.
really expensive.
And I have no money.
That might also impact
I
that,
have a
yeah.
net to my name.
But
Well,
no,
and
there
an
might-
amulet. That
there-
keeps
Oh,
you
and an
breathing.
amulet. A net and an amulet.
But there
That's it.
might be artifacts inside the clock tower.
That's
I mean,
true,
that's
but
possible.
yeah, that's true.
Does
Do
anybody
you
wanna
need
go
some
look?
encouragement? Because is that what this is? Like you're trying to get a consensus?
That's what I'm saying is if Warren wants to go explore the clock tower, we could probably sway your vote by telling you that there's artifacts inside of it.
That's fair.
So, you want to go in too. Warren is not the only one.
I just want to get through this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I kind of do too, but I'm also very curious if there's secrets inside the clock tower, you know, fancy type magic artifacts that might be cool. Kind of like
I
the
roll-
Order Temple was.
I roll for secrets.
For secrets.
So you guys go to the clock tower?
Well, does it look
No.
like? Is it like an antique clock tower? Like, does it look old and
Oh
weathered?
yeah.
Or
In
is
some
it-
ways, it looks kind of both. Like it's old and weathered, and also recently renovated.
Like, are there people going in and out of it, or like around it?
There aren't too many going in and out, but there are people around it. There's sort of a meeting square.
But yeah,
'Cause
no,
do you
I'm
think
just.
they're just gonna let us walk into their clock tower?
I mean, I don't know, but I did roll for secrets from the outside. And that was a dirty 20, so we may be able to determine without looking in just from my eagle eyes.
There probably are. It's a venerable building. It's got lots of history, and the people around it seem to be kind of well-bred, and probably scholars of sorts.
Guys, I sense secrets inside that building. My secret senses are going off.
What
And
sort of
Warren's senses are
secrets?
tingling.
I have the canny ability in my insight, so it senses secrets inside.
Warren's senses are tingling.
And it's definitely not just because I want to go in there. Definitely real secrets.
I, for one, say we take a detour.
Alright, we're going to look at secrets.
Alright,
All right.
hey, I'm going for it.
So you guys go into the clock tower. Let me switch music. And you get into the clock tower. The doors are open, and nobody stops you going in. You went to the clock
I have
tower?
an ability somewhere. Hold on. It was. Let me find it. Fancy stuff.
Okay.
Deal with detecting invisible doors. Dungeon Delver. I get an advantage on perception and investigation to check for hidden doors.
Oh, you took Dungeon Delver.
Yes.
That's unique. Alright. There are no hidden doors on the first floor. There is a completely visible trapdoor on the floor in one of the corners and a bunch of stairs leading up on the right side.
Trap
As
door,
the-
eh?
As the fish person of the party, I feel like I'm obligated to say it's a trap. Door.
Hey, you
Oh,
should
no.
you should go stand over on that then. There's just that spot right there. I think that's a really nice photogenic spot. And
I will
want to
go.
just-
I will go try to open the trapdoor.
Okay, you open it. There's
Cool.
a dark ladder that leads down into the abyss. Do you have dark
Perfect.
vision?
Not unless I put my astral visage on.
Well, then you do not know what's down there.
Okay.
Let me. I can light a torch. Hang on.
Wait,
Then
your
there's
cat
a-
has dark vision, doesn't it, Warren?
Well, yeah, but I can't rely on my cat to look at the right direction. Okay, I've lit a torch. What does the torch illuminate?
Ladder that leads down into the darkness.
Guys, I found a ladder.
Is there any way to go up in the clock tower
Yeah,
It's
there's
visible?
stairs that lead up.
so we can go up or down?
Well, I mean, the stairs are far more obvious. It's like, you're supposed to go this way, but the secrets lie where it's hidden, so I won't going down.
I
Well-
The
immediately
DM
jumped down.
specifically. The DM specifically said it was not hidden.
There's a finite number of places where we could go up, but there's an infinite number of places that we could end up if we go down. So maybe we go up and then down?
We've already lost one of our number to the down.
I am going to immediately start climbing down with my flaming sword as my torch.
So wait, is there stairs going down?
Nope,
No
the ladder.
Ladder going down.
Then I'm gonna turn into a spider. A giant spider.
Giant spider.
I'm gonna attempt to smash the giant spider. I mean, that,
If you do, I
that
will
would
bite
catch me
you.
off guard.
Catch him off guard. Alright,
Well,
let's do
make a.
competition roll.
I don't know if you would immediately attack a giant spider. You're a fish.
No, it was a joke. I would squeal in the way that a fish would squeal when seeing a giant spider.
I don't know what that is. Don't know that noise.
Well, use your imagination. That's the point of
Josh,
roleplaying.
my imagination lacks. I do not know.
It would probably go.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah. Yeah, like the slugs in Flushed Away.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that counts.
Uh-huh.
Even though that's.
And then
not
I would follow
necessarily-
down. I'll follow down the hole.
Okay.
In the hole. In the hole.
Warren
In
likes
the
the idea
hole.
of exploring the place from the bottom up, being very thorough.
I think this song should do.
Ooh, wait. As I descend down, I'm gonna wink at the audience and be like, "We must go deeper."
Oh my
Wink.
gosh.
The fact that you said wink hurts me.
It's an
He
audio
He
medium.
both says it and does it with his eyes.
Breaking the third and fourth and fifth wall simultaneously.
And so we are underground now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of climbing down this ladder. It's not actually that long. You reach sort of a wooden floor in the basement.
Is it just a normal storeroom? Is that all that we found?
There are storage, and there's sort of a wide room down here, and it looks like there are a few doors that branch off underground. There's about 3.
Dare we split the party?
No. No.
I'm just thinking, alright, gang, let's split up. I'll take Daphne, and Scoob, you go with Vilma.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
No. Sounds like a bad plan to me. Why don't we all go with the door on the right?
Ooh, wait, can I would imagine I still have my dog with me because I take him everywhere. I don't know how he got him down the ladder, but I did. If I use his senses to sniff out the 3 doors to get an idea what might lie behind them.
Sure, you can, but did you use your dog as a familiar for that one time?
Yes, he is my
Cool, so yes, you could use that, but while you do, your senses will be blind and helpless in your normal form.
Okay. Warden, watch my back.
If only he knew that you put a sign on his back, then he could put a sign on you. But he doesn't know, so he can't do that.
Oh, it's
Alright, I'll watch.
Alright, so, dog is ready. What does dog do? Which door does dog try to open?
Well, he won't open, he's gonna go sniff at him.
Okay. You sniff at the first door, and make a perception investigation check.
Investigation. Page again. Too many papers.
Wow. I'm considered large. So, like, even bigger than a normal person now.
Investigation 6. Ew, that's a dirty 20.
Wow.
Okay, so you rolled really well.
As you duck into...
There's a lot of dust down there.
The
And,
dog sneezes.
A little bit, yeah. But more importantly, you also, dog smells maybe a couple pests, but it can't tell exactly where they are. So he knows there's some vermin around. And he also knows that there's nothing else in the room that smells. So there are no other smells, just vermin and dust.
Right
In the
behind
first
the first door. Okay,
Mhm.
that's good. Second door, and it's gonna be a 7.
Okay. You smell more dust. And sneeze again.
Alright, and the third door comes as an 11.
More dust as well, though it may be a bit more dank. A bit more mold.
Alright, I'll come out of it and be like, alright, it's a lot of dust. There's definitely rodents, at least in the first door. The last door is kind of wet and moldy. I have no idea what's behind the second one.
Through the first door, then. I'm opening it. Here we go.
Okay. You open a door.
The tourism is stronger than the cowardice.
Alright, you open the first door, and there's a lot of barrels and storage. It's for food and things. Seems like this is sort of a public food storage place.
Do I detect any hidden doors in here, like the barrels where you open them and they turn into like these big long passageways?
Well, you can get advantage on making a check, but I don't have to tell you unless you do.
Okay.
I actually did roll a perception check, but it was really bad. It was like
Okay.
6.
Is investigation or perception?
Investigation. Do that.
That'd be a 16.
Okay. Yeah, there's a secret compartment. It's not really a secret door, but it is a storage place where someone has kind of secreted away a bunch of their stuff.
Yeah, the little honeypot.
Yeah,
Well-
there's a couple kind of valuable kind of gold coins and maybe a small kind of trinket.
Earl is tempted, but she's not Q. And she also does not want to get on the bad side of the witches, because we need their help to get past through here, so she's gonna leave that be. No hidden doors here, guys.
Also, the music has turned rather ominous.
Yes, it has.
What music
I
you
say
talking
as a
about, Warren?
spider.
That was
Spider
supposed to be in my
noises.
normal voice.
I know, but I thought I'd just give you. Just Warren be like, well, the music down here is really ominous. Be like, what
the drums
music?
that I hear in my head.
You're insane.
I mean, I am old enough to be have dementia.
To be in dementia.
But yeah, if we could get a music switch, that would be cool. Unless we're
there's-
just heading into a battle.
Probably a reason for that. So if
It's
we try to
entirely
leave
possible.
the room now.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You can leave the room.
Okay.
To the second door.
Okay.
Quick question: are there any spider webs nearby?
There were.
Yeah. Nice.
He's trying to find his spider brethren.
Are you still a spider?
Most definitely.
Okay, I guess we've figured out that it's you, and I guess we've gotten used to this fact. Okay, it's the second door.
Okay. You go to the second door and yeah, it's dusty. It's more storage. Only this one is mostly. It's mostly like rocks and materials. Valuable, but not necessarily what you'd consider to, take. It's more of, stored material for work and for, producing more stuff.
Okay, I did roll a 10 for perception.
Interesting. You don't get too much else other than that, but you guys can totally stroll a whole bunch of window panes that have been left there and, large hunks of metal that are probably heavier than you.
Warren will visually appreciate them. Look at those.
Can I roll a perception to see if there are any good places to hide a body down here?
Yes, you can.
That'll be a 19.
Yeah, there are places that you could try, but you're also aware that people do come here pretty regularly, so it wouldn't last too long.
No, we won't be in the city too long either, though.
Fair enough.
Your new mount is big enough. It could just eat them if you instructed it right.
Perhaps.
I don't know if it's a meat eater.
I don't know if it likes the taste of zombie flesh, though.
But of course.
I have a specific target in mind.
Okay, then. So,
all right.
Girl, what were you doing?
I was gonna try and perception again for hidden doors, but it didn't. Well, I guess no, because if. So here's a question: if I nat one the first, but then I use lucky to re-roll it, would that re-roll be considered the advantage roll, or would I still have another roll on top of that?
You get advantage with your lucky feat. Like that, you just get a re-roll the 1, and you get a roll again. So you get, 2 rolls and no 1.
But so it cannot be coupled with the advantage for Dungeon Delver?
No, it is.
Well, it can. It is. You just re-roll the 1 and you get advantage on that, so you get, to re-roll.
He's
So I
saying
re-rolled
pretend.
the 1, and then that next
Then
roll.
roll
I
again
use
for advantage.
I'm so confused because you're like, no, you do get the advantage, but it is the lucky. I'm like, I don't understand. In which case, then I would have gotten like a 10, so it wouldn't have done anything.
Okay. So you rolled twice, right? Including
the
the
initial
1.
time, and then I re-rolled the 1 for the lucky.
Yeah, so you got your lucky, now roll again for advantage.
Well, that makes a 19.
Okay, there we go. There aren't any secret doors in this room. It is pretty boring.
This is a really boring room, guys. This is boring as worn in this.
Ooh. Brutal.
Unfortunate.
Alright, you guys gonna go to the next room?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, you go to the next room. Do you open the door?
Sure.
Alright then. So you guys
Sorry.
open that door. Who's first?
I was muted and I was trying to change my icon. Anyway, how dare you? And I go first, obviously.
Alright,
Tourism.
Warren.
I have
All
to
right.
see the world.
So
before
Warren,
I
you're
die.
aware that this room smells a lot moldy and gross, and as you look into it, you do see that there is sort of a large kind of bunch of misshapen humanoid figures that are well adorned and are kind of maneuvering things slowly and quietly.
That's
And
gonna
they say
be-
nothing, and they have empty eyes.
Ew.
They're just employees, and we should probably leave them alone.
I don't know about
insight
that.
check.
Okay.
I roll an insight check, and that's another dirty 20.
Not bad. Yeah, these seem to be doing a very particular job of placing things and putting them back. And they are organizing the room.
Hello, creatures of the underworld.
They turn, and they look at you, and they kind of stand up straight, and that's all they do.
With my high insight, do they seem to be sentient creatures or constructs?
Well, let's see then, won't we? They're mostly constructs. Though you are very much aware that these are not just constructs, they are also considered undead.
Oh, the undead.
Just creepy constructs, golems doing the work.
Didn't you have like a thing against undeads?
No, I have the ability to fight them, but my only berserker button is monstrosities. I did not gain a second berserker button when I got a second favorite enemy.
I have a thing against the undead.
Fortunately, he didn't roll it. I did. My perception check is really bad, though. It's just a 5, so those guys are all I notice. Like, well, there's just things in this room.
Yep, I think I'm
That's
good.
cool,
I'm gonna
though.
back out. Don't need to be down here anymore.
Well, there is a doorway down as well. There's another
Whoa.
floor if you keep going down.
Somebody else
Definitely.
noticed that.
We have
probably
to
not
go
me.
deeper.
Oh, I think I'm fine with going higher.
We have to check the bottom first. My secret senses. Remember.
The bottom sounds fun.
Maybe Warden, the secrets are up top and they're not down below.
I mean, maybe. But we won't know until we check down below.
Have I noticed that these constructs are undead?
Give me a roll for investigation.
That'll be a 13.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
You were not aware.
Okay.
They just
Fortunate
look
for
like
them.
flesh golems, which are disturbing, but not necessarily undead.
I haven't decided if I hate these with a burning passion yet.
You can still hate them, you just don't know if they're undead or not.
Hopefully the party is moving through the door now. Before he has time to notice. Or think
Yep.
about it too hard.
Alright. So the next floor down, there's another bunch of doors. This time they have just 3 again. Seems like there's a pattern. Same
That's
placement
not-
as well.
Not familiar at all, like the time we were in the tower at Dormira.
It's almost like towers have a similar layout based on needs.
This place is kind of dark and spooky.
Yeah,
True.
I think I want to go up now. I think I'm done.
Let's take the
down
third door first.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him.
Alright. So you take the third door, you just pop it open.
Yeah.
There used to be stuff in here, it looks like. There also used to be workers there. The workers, however, have been, some of these, construct flesh golems have been destroyed or, in other words, killed and, damaged in this room, and a lot of things are broken.
Ooh,
You better don't have
dear.
mend. Unless
So
if you think
this
the
is-
magic needle can heal an undead.
It can. It does.
You don't really know they're undead though, so.
Well, you
True,
can
but
roll.
if I see that they're broken, I could be like, I wonder if the magic needle can fix this.
I suppose
Well,
that's fair.
Do you pull it out and use it then?
I
Yeah,
will.
the needle can mend, so yeah. If you want to spend life, you can totally try to heal them.
How much life will they take?
Well, honestly, you don't know. You're gonna have to roll for it.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Let's see. Make a make a not an arcana. Make a Constitution saving throw.
If I net 1, do I get to roll that with lucky, or where it's a saving throw? Does that matter?
It doesn't matter. You just get to reroll ones. Lucky is broken. I keep telling people this.
Well, that'll make a 19.
Okay, yes. It's going to take. You're gonna have to roll one of your hit dice, and subtract it from your HP to heal one of these. And there are 3 that have been injured.
Okay.
Yep.
5, and 5.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so you managed to needle and thread, this bloody, gross thread, managed to sew these things together, although it seems like the needle has a mind of its own, and slithers through the constructs and puts them back into shape, and they slowly rise back into position and kind of stand at attention.
Oh, guys, I'm not feeling too good. I'm at 37. I think we might need to check into a hotel here pretty soon.
I have some cheap healing potions. Do you want some?
Might need some.
They're cherry flavored.
Oh. Cherry flavored never comes across flavored as cherry. I might take you up on
Specifically
that.
for children.
Oh gosh,
Shakes
that's even worse. I'll just like push it away.
You can get 2 drinks out of them, 1d4 per swig. And you can get 2 of them if you want. I have 6 altogether.
I might take you up on it in a second. I'll see how bad it gets down here.
Alright.
So they're standing at attention.
Mhm.
They're not really doing anything.
No, they're staring. They seem... Well, you can roll an insight if you want.
Yeah, I'll see if I can figure. Ooh, it's not bad there.
What was it that we were looking at again?
Burl has sewn back together some destroyed constructs in this room that's been ransacked.
That makes a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you're aware that these are awaiting instruction.
Oh, okay. Why don't you guys come with us and you can be our bodyguards?
Alright.
You're not going to ask them what happened to them?
I don't
That's
know.
what I want to know.
Can they talk at all? I mean, are you guys able to talk?
Let me see if they can. I was not expecting that. They are technically in the monster manual. So let me just go look up if they can speak or not, because I wasn't expecting you to try to communicate.
I
should
guess
always have-
bodyguards was
prepare.
more normal.
It was.
Good game for some extra protection.
They nod, but they never open their mouths. Their mouths are completely like stiff.
Does anybody have any paper and something to write with on them?
Kind of. I have some extra pages at the end of my grimoire.
I have some.
Okay, good. Can they write? That's an even bigger question.
Well, they
But
just
they
said
can
that
answer
could
yes or no
communicate.
questions.
Well, I guess we could just hand them the paper and be like, do you guys remember what happened down here?
They nod.
And we hand them the paper and things to write with.
Alright, the closest one takes the paper.
Can you write us down what happened down here?
He'll try. It'll try technically, but it'll try. Hey, Nat 20. It writes really well. You notice this one was wearing actual more gold than the others. It actually has a noticeable, like, jewelry kind of almost just placed onto it as decoration.
And it
And
writes
this one
for us a
writes-
poem.
Well, this one writes a whole bunch of stuff.
It's a beautiful
It
poem.
writes a pretty solid descriptor of kind of what happened. In this room, they were doing their work, and they were accosted, and they fought, and they were damaged, and they basically got wrecked.
But they don't know what accosted them.
Well, they do. You just didn't ask that.
Oh, okay. What attacked you exactly? Or who?
Another nat 20. Hopefully, no more birds.
The
Don't
bird
give
has
them any
reincarnated
crowns.
itself into this.
No crown on this golem. That's for sure.
Well, this golem has to come with us now. He's a D20.
This golem nods and begins to write, and you guys can read it. It writes that it was attacked by other golems and people it didn't recognize, but they had no symbols it recognized, so he can't point at who. And they took things that they were going to store in this tower. And so,
what was taken?
all right, well, it's going to write you a full list. And it goes on and on and on, and it keeps writing. It needs more paper.
I give it some more.
Okay, it keeps writing. Do you want to read the list of things in full? Or do you want to just peruse?
The peruse is probably good. We'll look for anything of importance.
Alright.
I roll an investigation check to peruse, and that check comes out to 17.
That's not bad, not bad. So most of this is normal stuff. Things you found in other rooms. Stored food, grains, clothes. Unused boxes, all sorts of stuff. They also stored some very notable sets of tools. Lots of normal things, and it keeps going for that for a while. Eventually, though, you find that there were a few things that were taken. There was a kind of a very rare orb that had been carved from very nice crystal, which had been placed here after it was confiscated. And there was also a very interesting kind of holy symbol, an amulet, kind of a special piece of jewelry, a talisman, if you will.
That little hidey hole I found in the other room had a little jewelry thing to it. Did that look at all like an amulet?
Let me roll for it. Because I did not plan for these to line up. But if they do line up, then sure as heck they will. Okay. Alright, so they aren't the same. The one you found, the little trinket thing, was a kind of a ruby and gold that had been carved into a shape that looked sort of like a crown. And this, the golem listed off is, well, this other trinket is a fan, an extremely well-made, high-class fan that is the amulet. It was worn on a little kind of chain and everything.
Okay.
It sounds like these guys were robbed. Definitely mugged by other people armed with golems.
Hey.
I can see that, yeah.
Are there any other doors in this room?
No, this is a very bland room.
And I assume everything of value in this room has already been taken, so...
No, actually, some of the gold remains, and a lot of broken stuff still as well.
An 18 investigation check, does that find me any, valuable items amongst the broken things?
Yeah, you do. You find a unbroken piece of china, actually, a rare plate. It has a little decoration on it. It has a little lobster.
I didn't even have to go to the gift shop. Look what I got. Okay, I have a small plate. And some bodyguards.
Yes.
I think that concludes things in this room.
Indeed. You go to the next one?
Yes.
Alright. More of the same as above. This one's just boring storage.
Okay.
And I am going to let you know that that's most of what you'll find down here is boring storage. It's a trend, I know, but if you go through every single room, I'm just gonna let you do it. You've done all the rooms on this floor. They're boring stories.
Okay. We'll
What
leave
if
it
we,
like that.
Yeah, there's another layer, like another floor down, and it does look like it keeps going like 3 more floors, but it's been mostly boring stories.
See, but
Warren
then
did.
you hint at the mostly, and it's makes me wonder if like, is there something more?
Okay. So check a mass check for the rest of the floors.
All
That
right.
falls upon. Oh. That falls upon a 7. So Warren didn't find anything.
I guess I'll roll then. You said investigation. It's not like mine's
Mhm.
better though. Yeah, it's only a 5.
You get advantage because you are looking for secret doors.
True. Very true. Makes an 18.
Okay. You do eventually find a secret door in one of them. One of the possible floors where the ladder ends, and there's no other trapdoors. There is another trapdoor. It's hidden in one of the rooms, and you could open it.
Alright. Still got the bodyguard skeleton constructs with me?
They're not skeletons. They are very much fleshy.
Oh, okay, well, the fleshy
Flesh golems.
constructs. Yes, the golems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
They
know how I
followed.
feel about traveling with abominations.
Aren't they really abominations, though?
Probably.
Can I,
I mean, they're
dismantle
more
just one of
technically
them?
undead.
They're golems. Are golems
yeah.
considered undead?
No, not normally. They're
What?
constructs. They have been made.
Yeah, so if that's their character class, they're not abominations or undead.
Well, abomination isn't a type. It's
Just
just
a point of
term.
view.
All right.
Can I dismantle just one of the golems?
Don't you touch them. I had to spend 5 hit points to heal all of them. On each
Just
and
one
every
of
one
them.
of them at that. If you're going to dismantle any of them, you better be paying me back something.
Oh, I can pay you back.
Good, but I still don't want you to dismantle them.
Shall we go down the trapdoor instead? I mean,
Hey,
dissection. You can dissect one after it gets killed in our service.
yes.
I'm sure
if
that'll
it,
be fine.
If it ends up going down in
That's
battle,
not gonna work. It's gotta
No.
be live.
too bad.
It's gotta have a beating heart.
They'll come after you if you dare touch one of them.
Okay, so trapdoor time.
All right,
Cortash is just
trapdoor.
gonna stare at them and just like fidget in the background.
Oh no. All right. So yeah, who wants to go first down the ladder?
Well, I don't have a flaming sword or a torch, so I don't
I'll
think
go
it's gonna
down
be me.
first.
He's a spider.
And the spiders see in the dark.
He is.
Good
a
question.
They do.
They do have dark vision.
They also have what is it called? Blind sight.
Yeah, they can see really well for a very short distance, but they can see.
I'm gonna let the golems go in front of me.
That's fair.
Whatever order.
I would let the golem. If they're being my bodyguards, I'd let them go in front too.
Well, they will follow basic orders, so you can tell them to go down.
Yes.
All right, they managed to not trip or fall as they climb down the ladder, which is a pretty impressive feat considering how kind of worn and old this wooden ladder is. Some of the kind of the rungs on it may snap, is the worry, but none of the golems break any of them as they go down.
Okay.
Everybody else needs to make a strength saving throw to not pull too hard.
Oh boy. At least my strength's not negative anymore. That's a 14.
A 16.
5.
But you are also a spider.
A 17.
Yeah,
A big spider.
True.
You're a big spider. So, who rolled the worst again?
The spider.
I got 5.
Yeah. Well, you don't need the ladder, so unfortunately, you don't break anything on it, but you probably would have. You're a bit clumsy going down. These walls are slippery and mossy, which might have something to do with it.
Probably,
And to be clear, I got a 15, but
Nice. Nice.
Just throwing it out there.
It's much more humid in this trapdoor as you keep going down. It's a bit longer than the other ladders were as well between floors. But eventually you hit the floor and it's slightly wet and damp and there's mold and grossness around and,
I do like that.
There's sort of a cave.
I assume it is just a storage room.
There is no storage on this floor.
I was gonna say it'd be a heck of a storage room for how hidden that trap door was.
Is there any evidence of where the liquid is coming from, like the moisture?
You can roll for it. Give me a nature check.
Okay. So that is a 16 plus something. 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay. It looks like it's coming from below and from further down.
In the cave?
Like the water and the liquid has been condensed from the air and dripped down the walls.
Okay.
But it looks like, further down the tunnel there might be more.
So what exactly do we see in this room? Are there doors?
Not much. It's mostly a well-carved cave. There are no doors, just a tunnel.
Well, I guess we follow the tunnel.
Do you guys want to go down this tunnel?
Secret tunnel.
Yes, I want to
We've
go
gone
down
this
the tunnel.
far.
What order are you guys going in?
I'm
after the
eager.
golems.
I'm super eager because it's wet, so that sounds like my jam.
Yeah, I will let the golems go in front of me. Are big and tall with us still, too?
Yeah, they are. They're just kind of following around and kind of
Warren
playing
will
games in
insert
the
himself
background.
In the middle. Okay.
So who's going first?
Fishman.
Okay.
Woo!
All right.
Into the wetness.
Yeah, as you keep going, it eventually gets a little bit deep, as in an inch deep of water. And it's kind of that kind of mineral cave water that, only occurs in really weird places.
I believe
you keep going.
I believe me and Fish walk on top of the inch of water.
That's what we do. That's how we do it.
I'm walking on the ceiling.
Oh, I see how it is.
My boots are wet. Slush, slush, slush.
Well, this tunnel does keep going for about 100 feet, and then it kind of starts to open up, and you're at an aquifer, a large underground kind of lake.
Yes.
And you do hear water running, and there is, in fact, some sort of underground river.
I'm in the water.
This is as far as I can go.
So I guess we have an escape route if we need, like, a secret way out of the city, maybe? I mean, I don't know how safe it is traveling through an underground river.
I'm in the water.
Yes, you're in the water. How far
safe.
can you see normally?
How far can I see?
Yeah, in darkness.
I don't have dark vision, but I feel like if I'm leading the way, I would put on my astral visage.
All right. So you do have a little bit of light.
Astral visage lets me see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet.
So yeah, you can see pretty well now. This large aquifer is exactly that. There are stalactites and stalagmites around it, and it's actually really pretty. It'd be amazing for people who could see it.
Guys, it's gorgeous.
Are there any beasts down there?
That's an excellent question. Are there any beasts down there?
Let me roll for crazy cave monster.
I hope not, because I'm already in the water.
Way to go! I swear, if there's like a monster down here, I'm just gonna blame you for suggesting it.
Oh.
Okay, and let me just roll really quick.
I hope there's nothing down here.
Well, there's not too much water disturbances, and there are some odd shapes at the bottom of the aquifer, which you can get to since you're a fish and you can swim.
Mm. Odd shapes. Can I notice anything about what they are?
Roll investigation.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's not good. I got a 2, and then plus 1, so 3.
Oh no.
I mean, at least it wasn't a nat 1.
You should just pick them up. Bring them up with you and we'll all take a look.
I don't know. What can I see with a 3?
Not too much. Not really. You kind of know that these shapes are sort of circular, most of them, and some of them are, also carved things. It does look like there might be artifacts down there. Maybe.
Artifacts, done. I'm diving down and getting them.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Swim like the wind.
Just keep swimming.
All right. So yeah, there are artifacts down there as you swim to the bottom. It's about 50, 60 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
But are they important? I guess I can't ask. But they might be, like, important to keeping the aquifer clean or keeping it flooding. I don't know.
Well, you can always try to find out.
I'm gonna bring them up.
Okay, you grab... There are... I guess there's a total of about 3 different trips that would take for the ones you could carry. There are some, like, ancient shapes of pillars and carved actual stone and things. And you just can't carry those. They're too heavy.
What if I use my net and sling all it around the 3 smaller things?
You can, but it would require you to try to make an athletics check to pull it up.
Let me do that. 19 plus 7, so 26.
Yeah, that's more than enough. You managed to pull this stuff up pretty thoroughly since you're such a good swimmer.
Monk power.
And you yank it up to the surface and drag it out onto the sort of shore.
Cool.
There is a whole bunch of kind of discs, many of which are golds or silvers, or coppers mostly. They're silver in color. They haven't decayed in the water like silver normally does. But so you have some interesting discs with symbols and shapes on them, and none of you speak the languages that are written on them. There's also a kind of a very notable kind of like swords and other stuff, mostly spearheads. And there is in fact a very notable thing. Let me roll on the DM's treasure chart, since this is such a out-of-the-way place that, honestly, I did not think you would go to.
Well, and to be clear, all of this stuff so far, you guys are welcome to, because I don't need the money, I don't need the weapons. Distribute it amongst yourselves. Go!
I'm not going to be able to do anything with a spear, and I've got plenty of money myself.
Let me just roll really quickly on a table of very important stuff, clearly. Roll. It's honestly, I'm just waiting on the system itself to let me make the roll.
Well, if it helps any,
Table D.
I rolled a 25 insight check on those big stones that he pulled up. What does my insight tell me about these stones while it's loading?
They're probably for, like, reading or ceremony or something. It doesn't look like they themselves have any magic. They don't seem to do anything mechanical, at least. You do pull up an interesting thing. It is a weird kind of almost a jar, a really nice ornate jar. And it has little symbols and little merfolk on it. And more importantly, it has the symbol of a merfolk that is technically worshipped as a god, even by the Lokatha.
Ooh.
And he's on there, and he's sort of smiling as the merfolk have these little jar carvings on the jar, and they are sort of pouring water and around the god.
So what's in the jar?
Liquid. It looks like pure water.
So it's a jar of water with like carvings on it?
Mm-hmm. Very ornate.
I'll hold on to that.
Okay.
This is mine.
I tell the others that my secret senses are not activated by these stones. They don't seem to have any special powers or abilities to me. And they can trust.
Not magical.
Yeah, and they can trust me because I'm old and I know things.
Oh dear. All right.
And boring,
So,
according to some people.
Yes!
that is what you
Yes,
find
don't
in
forget
this
the boring.
this place.
You still have the sign on your
Alright.
back.
That I still don't know about. Shall we check the upper floors now that my boots are all wet? And
I'm
Kappa has
wondering
had a lovely swim.
if we should bring these fancy discs with us. They might be of importance to somebody. Like where they
We
lost
can just-
in here.
Tell whoever is interested in them that they're down here. They can fetch them.
How big are they? Are they like tiny or are they big discs?
They're the size of plates.
Yeah, I'll take them with me then.
We could be disturbing someone's sacred place.
You did say
They
for
don't seem to
rituals
have any
and
magical powers, though.
I might still take it with me anyway.
All right.
Hopefully we don't disturb anything.
I know.
Very well. So add 13 golden, 13 gold and, 13 copper and 7 gold plates to your inventory, Burl.
I can find where
They
my
weigh an
bag
extra 20 pounds.
is. Okay, you said 7 copper?
7 gold, 13 copper.
Watch this just be a wishing well for giants.
7 gold and 13 copper plates?
Mm-hmm.
Everything in here is probably pretty benign and blasé, but we did find some stuff.
You did. All right. So you guys want to go back up to the higher floors?
Hey,
Yes. Warren
Okay.
is still ready to tour.
Very well.
we will
guys-
command the golems to continue to follow us. Or
Okay,
me,
they
I
follow
guess,
you.
Specifically.
Yep, they follow you. All right. Next floor. From the first one, you get back to the ground level. No problems, and you can go back to the next floor up.
I still
Climb
carry
in
the
them
torch.
stairs.
How long has this been in the basement?
It's been about an hour
Okay.
to go through all the basement levels and everything. All right, so
Come
you
on,
go to the
guys.
next floor. There's okay. Let me change the music as well. That might be a good thing. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
We're no longer in the creepy basement, but we still do have a creepy spider with us.
And I'm still carrying the torch.
And
I
the
do not
sign
put
on
it
your
out.
back.
Yes.
Uh,
Do
I don't
boring
even know
people
why I'm
make
looking
that
up the
kind of
music.
tea? That's my question. You've tasted my tea. That's not boring.
I don't know if boring is quite the word for it.
It probably isn't, is it? It's
Nope. It's definitely a memorable experience. And it's good for your joints.
back to normal tower.
In the sunshine.
Yeah, there's sunlight. Life's good. You keep going up.
Does anybody notice us now that we have a spider in our party?
You know, nobody does. Somebody was kind of putting things in and out of the front door, but they don't seem to notice you guys or seem to care. There's also some of the golems moving stuff around on the second floor up, but they aren't really noting anything, and they're just doing what they do.
Nobody
So
seems to care that we've got 3 large golems following us.
They're following you, but that's a normal occurrence.
So there's people down or up in the tower?
Yes, there are.
Hmm.
Although we're still on the main floor.
Yeah. I may change back to a human then.
Okay.
I point at the second floor golems. Can I dismantle one of those?
I mean, we're the wrong people to ask about this. They aren't our golems. They aren't our creepy flesh golems. You'd have to ask whoever they belong to. They might let you buy one off of them.
He is evil. He would just disassemble it to disassemble it.
Fair enough.
He's been pretty polite about it so far.
I'm gonna find someone who looks to be in charge so that I can buy a golem.
Fair enough.
It's like a lawful thing of you to do.
Well,
All right.
Evil.
I'm still peaceable. For now.
It doesn't seem like somebody's selling golems in the clock tower, but if you do talk to one of the people that's just moving stuff, they will say, oh, you can do that at the market, which is right next to the tower.
Perfect. To the market.
Alright.
Right now?
Does anyone else want to go to the tower? Or?
I'm going to... I mean, you can go to the market if you want. I'm going to, walk up some stairs. We can meet you at the market if you want.
Fair enough. I'll meet you there.
I'll follow. I would follow to the market. I'm not really interested in going altitude-wise higher than the floor.
I guess I'll go keep Warren company.
Tourism.
I do need to interest him to watch me while I'm a werewolf, so...
Which way is Clay going?
Huh. He's just kind of standing there for a second. And then he just starts following some random person.
Random person.
I rolled a 7. I don't know what that means.
Let's go down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're gonna follow one of the golems.
Okay.
I guess
So
they're
that's
following
Burl.
us.
Who are the golems following?
They're following
Burl.
They're following Burl.
Okay, I'm going
Clay
with
is
Burl.
following the golems that are following Burl.
Watch our magic trick as we turn one party into 2.
Ooh.
Alright,
Nice.
so the ones going up the tower, we'll do you first. The next floors are pretty easy. You can roll perception on anything you want as I describe it. Just let me know. I'll keep going if you don't. These floors are very nice, and there's lots of places to sit. There's bookshelves. There's all sorts of things. There are tables that are well made. There are a couple people sitting there, or discussing things quietly, scrolls in hand, and sometimes with glasses. Such a radical invention.
I listen
But,
in on these people.
All right.
An investigation check of 12.
Okay. They're discussing them, kind of the stars.
Neat.
They're discussing the positions of the stars and how that will affect the future. It's a discussion about divination.
My curiosity is sated.
Yep. All right. And yeah, as you keep going up, it's is a lot of this sort of stuff all the way up the tower. Although there are more machines the higher you get.
Too bad Artie's not here.
Hmm. And as you kind of get towards the top floors, particularly the floors where the actual kind of windmill portion is, you do see that kind of turning above you and sort of these huge spokes, and you can kind of feel the windmill sort of vibrate as they move. Do you guys want to keep going up to the actual level of the windmill?
Yes,
I'm
because
down.
I want to look out upon the city.
Okay. So Warren heads on up and goes to the floor. You cannot stand on the actual kind of bars and blades of the windmill, but you are able to stand on the floor above that and look out. It's very pretty.
My
I would-
aching knees are repaid. Oh, my old aching knees.
Oh yeah, them knees. Let me tell you what.
We should roll for damage on your knees.
Let's
Hey,
not.
now.
Yes.
But yes, I'm sure it's an impressive sight with the vast, like cities upon cities of crystal towers and lightning striking them and ash blowing in the wind.
Oh yeah, no, it's beautiful. You may never forget this sight. It's oh,
Aw.
you've never seen anything like it.
Aw. That's cool.
Somewhere in the high,
Guys, look out here. Look at this.
high
This is
heavens
cool.
of the clouds, you see the faint glimmer of a blue wing.
And I know that the bird is watching over us. Her
All right, take
Highness.
your filthy inspiration, you two. Gosh. All right,
Which one of us?
both of you. Just take one. Each of you.
There are a few tears wiped away. Such a beautiful moment.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Okay, that's all Warren needed up here. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Not really. I'm just kind of here with the golem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Burl's kind of done. She wants to go rest. She's not feeling so hot.
All right, well, you guys make your way back down the tower. Now we're going to go to the people who are in the town, which might just be
Dissecting things.
Koratash.
It's Kappa 2.
Oh, Koratash and Kappa. All right. So you exit the clock tower, and yeah, like you were told, there is a market. It's pretty quiet for a market that you're used to, and you notice that none of the people speak. They do occasionally hold up little symbols, little almost like cards, with words on them to each other as they communicate, and as they sort of barter.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Do I find anyone who appears to be selling golems?
Give me an investigation check.
An 11.
All right. Yeah, you find a general selling of kind of someone who makes golems. They're not necessarily the most common sold thing, but they are there. They sell a variety of them. They aren't necessarily massively powerful destroyers or anything. So they're not necessarily the ones you'd find in the monster manual, for instance. But you can find ones that are made of clay, and ones that are made of brass. And if you're really willing to spend, you could find ones made of gold. But they also do ones made of flesh.
Yes. I require one of flesh.
Alright. So you go talk to sort of the merchant. This character is a interesting one. This person is a... Well, they're probably a dwarf. Probably. They're quite large for a dwarf. And they are well dressed, but they are also highly kind of professional looking. And they have a very, like, specific sets of tools. Scalpels and sewing needles and all sorts of interesting things that might have been useful. And this dwarf goes, what do you want? But in Dwarvish.
Lucky me, I know Dwarvish. I respond. I require your most hideous creation.
Well, you won't find any hideous creations from me. My apprentice, on the other hand, has made a few. He kind
Very
of...
well.
He goes back for a moment, and you hear discussion, and he eventually comes back out, followed by a rather lumpy creature that has been poorly sewn together and kind of stumbles as it walks.
And a very insulted apprentice.
The apprentice is more embarrassed.
How much?
Well, you'll be doing me a bit of a favor, but not that much of one. How much does 20 gold say?
How about 15?
Okay, give a persuasion check unless you want to try some other method of getting him to barter down.
14.
Alright. He's like, 15. How about 17?
Fair enough. I slam
Alright.
17 down on whatever desk or whatever he has, you know.
Yeah, he sweeps the 17 up and gives the golem kind of an order to follow you, and he gives you a kind of a small moment where he's like, hold on 1 second. He kind of grabs the golem's hand and he kind of gestures to give you his hand.
Okay.
So he grabs the golem's hand, he puts your hand on the golem's hand, and he has you shake.
Alright, I shake.
Alright. So the golem shakes, and as the dwarf's holding the hands, there's sort of this little, like, click. And the golem is paying attention to you now instead of the dwarf. And he's like,
Alright.
It's yours.
Alright, I need to find, like, an alley where this won't be, like, a big ordeal.
And then you can go to that room where you can hide a body.
Are there any alleys nearby where I don't cause a scene?
Well, that depends on what you're gonna do.
Going to dissect it, of course.
Dismantle.
Well, I'm more concerned about how noisy you intend to be, is what I was joking. I don't know how noisy you're gonna be, I don't know.
Just as long as it doesn't cause, like, a too noticeable of a scene. If
there are
not
a few
one
dark
nearby, it's
alleys. They probably wouldn't like you doing anything crazy in the street, you know that much
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, there are a few alleys, but it doesn't look like there are any good stabby alleys. There's no... There don't seem to be alleys to avoid here. It's a little too city center, anyway.
Well, these will have to do.
Wouldn't
Let's
you,
take him to...
you
What?
don't have the thought to go back into the depths of the windmill? I mean,
That would take
the
too
clock
long.
tower.
No,
What if-
Cortesh feels the need to kill.
Oh. See.
Yowza.
Alright.
Alright, takes it into an alley.
Okay.
And,
You take the golem into an alley. Does Kappa follow you?
No, I would have wandered off. I'm looking for trinkets they're selling in the market.
that's
how
probably
fortunate.
for the best Kappa.
Alright, you find a spot.
Yeah, I
you
don't
will
think
do
I
a
would
trinket buy
put up
in
with
it.
it.
Just
So,
imagining why the Kappa comes back. Is like, hey Cortash, look at this cool thing I found.
Alright, so yeah, you and the golem are in an alleyway. What do?
Alright, I cast Binding on it using one of my blood curses.
Okay.
It is now bound. Just, basically just...
It does not move or respond as if it has been bound. It just is bound.
I felt the need to magically bind it. And then I'm just going to absolutely brutally tear this thing apart with the sword.
Alright, well you do. Yeah. you tear it apart.
Yeah.
There's
And then
nothing it does.
And then right before it dies, Kortash goes, resist. And then just kills it.
Alright, well, it tries to resist, but it doesn't know what, so it kind of just fences. And then you kill a golem.
Yep.
Sounds like you have some unresolved trauma here, Kortash. I mean,
No, really?
I think it might be for the best if we find you a professional.
I think it would be too. Kortash gains 1 guilt point.
Guilt and shame. We haven't dealt that out for quite a while.
I haven't had the need to. But you have a guilt point. I'll keep track of it. Don't worry, it's going to come into play later.
Oh, okay.
Alright, yeah. But you have killed this golem.
Now the
Good and
question is, did the golem bleed? Are there marks on him?
Yeah, the golems bleed. And they are very cut and gross, and it's mostly golem parts now.
Yeah.
So, are we going to rejoin him and just see blood
Him
splatters
covered
all
in
over him?
blood. Essentially.
Well, that depends on what Kortash is gonna do.
No,
Kortash,
doesn't feel
what
the
do?
need to wash off.
Alright,
He's gonna bask in the bloodlust for a little bit.
fair enough.
Should we like check in on this character to see if he's okay?
I mean-
This is starting to sound less like a joke psychopath and more like somebody that we should be like, are you okay? Bruh, you good?
Kortash
Bruh.
is not good.
So, well, let's go to Kappa.
Yeah.
Kappa, you're wandering the market looking for
Yep.
stuff. Give me a investigation check.
All right. Whew. Stinky rolls today, guys. Stinky rolls. Investigation check, you said?
Uh-huh.
That's a sweet 5 right there.
You don't manage to find any real relics. You find a few interesting trinkets, but nothing that speaks to you. Nothing that could save your people.
Yeah, I'm also I also don't have any money, so it wouldn't really do me much good. But I'm just
Yeah.
interested in the browsing.
Okay. Well, yeah, you do see some trinkets and stuff, necklaces. There's lots of glass, lots of crystals, gems,
Sweet.
metal. No, almost no wood.
Cool.
It seems like wood is more expensive in Kristalla.
Sounds good. The
But yeah,
perfectly
you just
boring,
wander.
normal adventures of Kappa.
Yeah. You know, you
Kortash
kind of
walks back.
stare around weirdly, and
Kortash is like going crazy over there, and I'm just look shiny.
you do find someone that is selling fish. They are selling goldfish, and those goldfish are in tanks of water.
Cool.
Free your people.
These are not your people.
That's racist.
in
Not
fact, your
cool.
people would probably eat things like these.
Yeah, that's more like food for me. But again, I have
Cannibal.
I have no money, so I will abstain.
Fair enough.
Cool.
So that's what you find on your trip, and eventually
Yay.
Kappa runs into the other people as they come out of the tower.
You know what? I think I might take a time to go check out the market now too. Because I was doing a bit of thinking. I was like, I wonder. Because Burl doesn't have another bond since she fulfilled the other one, so I think it's gonna be. She's gonna try to either find a cure or find a way to manage her lycanthropy. So she's
Okay.
probably gonna browse the markets and see if anybody has any information on.
Yeah.
lycanthropy
Give
and
me
deal with it.
give me an Arcana check.
Oof. Not gonna be a good one. That's only a 10.
Yeah, nobody seems to be selling anything that you think would work. To be fair, this is one city out of,
Like 13.
13.
Yeah. I'll
So,
have to check the others.
Yeah, you've already, you're gonna move through a lot through the rest of the day, so, you're not too rushed.
Alright.
Um,
We'll just roll for every city we go through.
Yep. However, let's see if Beck finds anything fun to pick up. No. No cool Beck stuff. Darn. Alright, so we go back to Koratash. Koratash, you feel like someone is watching you. You don't know who they are or where they are.
Interesting. Is there any way that I could, Yeah, I don't know. Are there any traces of a person that was watching me, perhaps?
You can always roll for it.
Okay.
Investigation would be the one you want.
A 17.
Not bad, not bad. You were aware somebody was watching you from a shadowy alley, and someone else was watching you through magic. There was the telltale snap of a divination spell ending.
I see.
But
I'm gonna get back.
they don't seem related.
I'm gonna get back to the party as soon as possible.
Alright. So you head back, covered in blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
I show up. Hey guys.
Did something happen?
Nope, everything's fine.
You sure like something wasn't out to attack us or to you in this
Oh,
case?
Holy crap! What happened to you?
I trust
On
him.
a side note, someone is watching us, or me in particular.
I think everybody's watching you right now. What?
Yeah.
What's covered in?
It's blood. Never seen it before?
Obviously. Where did it come from?
It came from one of those abominations. I nod towards one of the golems.
Okay. I'll just.
You did say you wanted to dissect one of those.
Indeed.
Okay. So long as you don't touch mine, I won't ask any more questions.
Fair enough. But I do believe we should be moderately to severely concerned about the presence watching. Someone used a divination spell.
Possibly concerned about some other things. I rolled a 28 inside check.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do I feel that we should trust Koratash at all?
Well, that's up to him.
Koratash, do you pose a threat to our party?
I mean, I trust him.
You get the sense that Koratash kind of ritualistically needs to kill every so often. There's sort of like this ingrained darkness in him that he doesn't really have control over.
Well, to each their own,
that compels
I guess.
him to commit those sorts of acts, so he could potentially become dangerous.
Okay. I just got... this is all taking such a turn. Everybody's running around with doofy characters, and then there's Koratash with his deep internal needs.
It wasn't my fault. We rolled for it. His dad is a Cthulhu monster. He was thrown out of his village.
Well, Warren only knows that you have a need to kill, and he's not.
You rolled well enough on your insight check. You do know that something compels him to kill that isn't necessarily his toy.
Mm-hmm.
So you would know that. You know it's kind of a mixed bag. You know, not just a deranged lunatic, just one that's
very
understandable.
Oh, do I sense an undertone of great sadness? Are you
Incredible
deeply scarred?
sadness. He is so scarred. That's basically all he is at this point, is just scars.
Okay. Warren doesn't really do anything. He just tucks this away.
Oh no.
Okay. He does say, "My legs are tired." Is your giant mount anywhere around for the rest of the ride across all the cities?
I assume you left it at the clock tower and just sort of...
Yeah.
It sort of stuck around.
Yeah. I'm naming it Glass Strider, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
Glass Strider?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's kind of where we found it, on these glassy deserts.
On the Great Ash and Glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, yeah. You guys can keep going if you want through the cities and trying to make your way towards the one you were told to go to.
Yeah.
Unless anyone wants to stop, you guys can just get there, but it'll take the rest of your day and it'll be night when you arrive.
Oh,
Sounds
that's
fair
fine
enough
with
to
me.
me.
I'll raid the dog.
Okay.
I need to roll for every town as we work our way through to see if I can find any of them that have details or whatever for lycanthropy.
Give me a roll, and let me see if that you get advantage from Dungeon Delver, because cities are basically a dungeon.
That's a 3 base roll.
Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't give you anything for finding anything, but yeah, I'll let you roll twice. I'll let you roll twice because there's so many cities.
I was gonna say, because like if there's 12 or so, I can do 12 individual rolls for each city.
Just give me 2. You know, just overall.
Am I adding anything to it?
Yeah, this one would be Arcana as well.
It's gonna be a 14.
That's okay. You know that they sell things, but no, there's no cure for lycanthropy. There's no like, here's, you know, how to survive lycanthropy for dummies. There's none of that. So it looks like, you know, you'd have to go in depth and try to like really go through a magic shop and just look individually, and that could take like a whole week to just kind of do one of these cities justice.
Yeah, I don't think I want to spend that much time.
Yep.
Not yet, anyway.
No, not yet. Not yet, not as close.
Okay. Before we set off, Warren did manage to roll a 21 athletics to climb onto this great huge beast. So he does get on.
Okay. It could carry 2 people easily.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will the beast let you on it? I think that would be an animal handling check.
It's already being handled, but yeah, animal handling with advantage if Koratash is okay with it.
Koratash is okay with this.
Excellent.
nat 20.
So the animal likes you.
You're on
And
fire
is
today.
like, yeah, this is great. You seem to
Alright.
have a knack with animals.
I do. That is.
Maybe it read your sign.
And feels and feels pity for me.
Who knows? Maybe it's respect.
Maybe it likes the boring life.
It might just. It's not a very active animal.
Yeah, it is very docile. Okay, and we can carry on.
Indeed. You guys make the trip. Unfortunately, Burl stops but can't find anything, and let me see if I can save Burl from herself. And her own failures. No, I can't. Eventually, because there are so many dang cities, Beck brings you a... It's kind of like a... Well, he brings you what is essentially a cloak. Sack. A big heavy cloak for the ashes to cover you and protect you from them. And he's like, really happy. Just like, yeah, I did it.
Thank you,
Solved
Beck.
all the problems ever. And Ta brings you a root. A gross looking plant root that looks like a face.
Okay,
And she's like,
what is this supposed to do?
magic.
What kind of magic?
Oh.
Magic.
Well, I was told that it helps with curses. So I figure we figure this out and maybe it'll help other curses out. And she winks at you.
Yes, I'll wink back. Got it. Yeah. So I will
Yes,
write
Steve's
down-
cant was well used here. And
I've got
oh, let's see.
cloak and the magic root.
Yeah, the cloak is a traveler's cloak, but it's heavy. So it'll protect you from extreme conditions like storms of glass that could, skin somebody alive.
Okay.
Which
very
is
good.
something important in this
Ew.
place. It does happen.
Alright, well,
And,
I will give Vic a hug.
He appreciates hug. Hug is good. Field goal.
Oh, sure, you give him all the hugs he wants.
Well, I don't see you going out and giving me, fancy cloaks that'll save me against scathing dust storms of ash and glass.
I bring you tea that helps your joints all the time.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah. So as you do arrive, though, at night, you are able to see the stars in between the cities, especially. But there is more dust over the cities, and there is more lightning. It's still really pretty, whenever you can see them. And,
Also, is this
yeah.
Is this from Chrono Trigger?
No.
Oh, it's familiar. Okay.
It's Perrytoon. He sounds like everyone ever, and it's good.
Right, okay.
So, you guys you are at the sort of town, the city you were looking for, and, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna find an inn and I'm gonna go to sleep.
Alright, roll for inn search.
That's going to be a perception. Or... not quite investigation, I don't think.
Nope.
It's gonna be a 9 if I go off of perception.
Yeah, you find a cheap inn. If you want something better, you'll have to probably look harder.
I've got 3 golems with me. I'll take the cheap inn.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Warren is fine with a cheap inn.
Alright,
I'm fine with the cheap
very
inn.
well.
We may want
So let me
a
tell you
cheaper
what a
inn
cheap
so
inn
that-
would cost, though.
I could fall asleep at a bar.
Yeah, we may want a cheap inn because Koratash is still attracting attention.
Yeah, he is. Not too much, but... Yeah, so to stay at a cheap inn is 2 silver pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. Fantastic. I'll learn your gold.
Yes.
No, I've got
The specific wording for this inn is poor, technically.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll give him a tip. I'll give him 1 gold piece for me and the 3 golems.
Oh yeah, they take that respectfully.
Yeah, I'll just
Oh,
give him a whole
gosh.
gold too.
Oh, alright, they're very happy with this donation.
Warren gives them 2.
Dang,
I mean,
Warren
I have
ups
been
the ante. The
I have been
person is a bit
swimming in
concerned
money.
at how much gold they're getting, but they take it.
They're not gonna complain.
Like,
They're not
are
gonna
we
complain.
being bribed not to notice the guy covered in blood? Is that what's happening right now?
And I'll just sneak my way in without paying because I have no money. And so I'll assume, hopefully they assume that those guys are paying for me too.
As you try to, Todd
As in,
kind
like,
of...
I'm with them, they're paying that, some of that extra is paying for me.
Mhm. Todd kind of notices that and seems to make eye contact with you, but doesn't, like, do anything else. Just understanding.
I don't know. Frankly, she should pay for me because I'm doing them a service, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And, so everyone can stay the night. And, you do. And I think that's where we'll end for this session.
Nice.
You guys staying the night at a poor inn.
Okay.